I'm the first that speaking during this presentation, and I'll do the introduction. Then there is Jeanette. Then we can find Mike, and in the conclusion, Gabriel. Today we want to talk to you about how is widespread to alcohol. We have interviewed 28 people and processed the data by proposing the generalization and the implication. We choose this theme because we think that it's a current topic in our society, and also because that we think that it's interesting for young people and for adults. By now, the consumption of alcohol has become a common thing, and starting from our experiences and our belonging to different countries, we want to expose this topic and figure you what are our data. We also wanted to discover the differences that there are between our countries and the US. First of all, another thing that interests us is the limit of 21 years old. And it is right or not, you will discover during our presentation, of course. Here, there is an image of alcohol, and then there is a pie chart in which we give you this question: have you ever drunk alcohol? The results are very impressive because all the people that we have interviewed drink alcohol. And perhaps this may seem a very simple question, but the answer that you can see for us is very evident and important. You can see that all the people drunk, and in not only young people or adult people, but for every culture that we have interviewed, Asian, American, also European people, all the people drunk. And so, by looking at this information, we can see that our conclusion is that maybe we think that there are two possible implications. One possibility is that drinking alcohol has become a normality in each country of the people that we have interviewed. And the other possibility is that we think that perhaps all the people, especially young people, drinking alcohol is considered something like a tradition of the family, of the society, and these influence our way to drink alcohol and our information. Now Jeanette will present the next question. Thank you.
Our second question is, do you think that your alcohol consumption might bring some disease in the future? And we interviewed 28 people, and here, age around 20 is 12 people say yes, 2 people say no, and around 30 is 7 people say yes, and 3 people say no, and that's it. The implication is the first, the changing in education. Why we say that is because, as we can see from the chart, we have a very high percentage that people think they might get some disease in the future with their drinking habits. The total of the total of 28 persons, especially at the age around 20. There are 12 in 14 people think so, which we assume as our education being more concerned about this area. The youth starts to think that drinking many cause bad effects to human body, and these who didn't have these kind of educations, maybe the adverts, on the other hand, don't think this way. Second. The second is the will to face the truth and the will to change. Although there are numbers of research, next one. What is alcohol? Alcohol puts your health at risk. People who have overused alcohol may stutter, lose their coordination, and slur their speech. They will probably be confused and disoriented. So it's from a website. And those who are addicted to alcohol and don't want to quit drinking will not willing to face the truth that drinking is no good for the body and finally lead to the unwillingness of change. The third one. Yeah. Age too old. It's quite there that the elders do not worry that they might get disease because of alcohol. Our groups come up with a final assumption. Elders are thinking that we are too old to get the disease. We will probably die before the disease found me. Yeah, a funny one. Yeah, next one. Yeah, this one. The third question we interview people is how many glasses of alcohol do you drink each week? Just data for a phenomenon, I think. There shows that 20 years old people drink 1 glass a week, and 10 people drink 6, aged around 30, and 3 and 1. So the average of glasses that people drink each week is 3.14. And yeah, just people make habit to drink some alcohol, and that's it. Now Mike will tell you more about our alcohol survey.
Okay. I will expose the 4 and 5 questions. So the first question is what kind of alcohol do you prefer? We interviewed 28 people and 3 different answers: wine, beer, and spirits. Spirits are liquors. The result is 46% of our interview people vote for wine, 39% for beer, and just 14% spirits. It's interesting to see that spirits are like only 2 women and 2 men, but wine and beer are a big difference between women and men. So 10 women for wine against only 3 men, and 10 men for beer against only one girl that prefers beer. So, next slide, please. We can say that we can conclude that wine and beer are the most appreciated alcohol drink, more than spirits. Probably because there is a huge variety and range of prices of these products. The second implication is we think that could be a marketing reason behind the different choice of alcohol drinks between men and women. Maybe marketing, advertising are more wine advertising is more for women, and beer advertising is more for men, maybe. The third implication is that spirits and liquors are the less popular alcohol drink, and we think that this happened due to the price, because they are more expensive, but probably because they are very, they have a very high, stronger alcoholic content in this beverage, kind of beverage, vodka, whiskey. So maybe normal people prefer something more light, like wine and beer. Next, please. Okay, the other question is, have you ever broken the law of 21 years limitation? It's impressive because on 28 people, 93% say yes. Yes. And just 7% say no. Oh no, yeah, I no, it's yours. Sorry. No, yeah, this data can show that maybe people like alcohol beverage and want to starting early drinking them, maybe. Or we think that people maybe want to break the rules more than drinking alcohol. Can be an emotional factor of feeling a rebel. The last implication is that drinking alcohol in some country can be a traditional thing. So in some kind of culture, it's not a problem to break the rules of 21 years old limitation, because they are the family that bring not child, but okay, teenagers or I don't know, 20 years old people to drink alcohol during meal, and that's all. Now, Gabriel will be your last.
We asked people, do you think that the limit of 20 years old to drink alcohol is fair? So like you can see, almost 2/3 of people consider that, of interviewed people consider that it's unfair. And also only one third consider that it's fair. So here you have the composition of among people who say yes. We can see that only 10% men said that it's fair, and so 90% of women say that they consider that it's fair. That is fair, yes. So with this percentage, we can see that we can make the implication that often women are more worried about take some risk, and so maybe you can see in the among people who say no that the majority is men, so we can consider that men are more able to take some risk, and so maybe about prudency, it bears out with the cliche that women have more prudency than men. So, but we can't say in fact that the majority of women say that it's fair or not. So, but with a link with the next chart, only 7% people have broken the law. So if we see this, so among people who say that it's fair, we can consider that the majority of these people have ever broken the law. So people are not always honest with themselves. So because of them they say yes, but in fact they have broken the law. So to conclude, so this topic was we found that this topic was very interesting, especially because three of our group come from Europe, and we are very shocked by the alcohol topic in USA because it's like a taboo. So it's something like very always forbidden. 21 less often you can't enter in a restaurant because because you eat here you sell alcohol. So this alcohol conception is something that we are surprised by this. So we made this interview for know what people do about with alcohol, how they drink, what they think about also. So we asked ourselves if the alcohol consumption is our alcohol consumption. It's maybe according to our gender, our age. So the data showed us that often age and gender can play a role in what we do with alcohol, how we drink. So we can see that effectively there is some difference. So also about young people, maybe they drink more, but they are more conscious about the danger of alcohol. Maybe we see that it stays also always some cliches on cliche with, for example, the woman who is more worried about alcohol consumption, but also the traditional and the culture like beer and wine with which are the alcohol that we drink more oftenly in a restaurant or in a bar with friends. And so this interview have bore out our suspicions. So thank you to studying us.